Welcome to the Battleground of the Gods.
Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I am your host, Step Nation, and joining me today we have Fro Double G.
Hey, ladies, what's up?
And Nevea 03.
Hey, fellas, what's up?
Wait,
I'm pretty
wait,
sure
hold up.
For
hold up.
both of you. Both of you. That should be Dep Nation's line. Hey, everybody, how's it going?
That's not even close. Not even close, Step.
Sounds good. You know what? You know what sounds like an even better idea? Is Fro Double G telling us about his games this week.
Okay, I have forgot to bring this up for the past, while. Aereo Steel, our boy, got a motherfucking pentakill. Let's go.
Awesome!
Besides that,
You gonna tell us about it? Or
I honestly don't remember the pentakill. It was like 3 weeks ago. I still need to finish making the video. I told him I'd upload it to YouTube for him. But I just have forgot to announce it. I'm very proud of my boy. His very first one. Let's see here. Did some Fight Club yesterday with a couple, Danny Boy, Lantern, Demonic, a few others. Okay. That was fun. Nike fucking slaps in that.
her too.
No, I built Icavolt and attack speed boots with the mystical mail and mail of renewal, and I just would just slap the shit out of them.
I didn't think you could get HP 5 or no.
Is that in the rules?
No life steal, no HP 5, no light or.
I didn't remember
no health. I thought it was no health. No.
I don't remember. It was fucking 3 a.m. in the morning. Really? So I was just I don't remember the fucking rules.
Pretty sure you were breaking the rules.
I mean,
there,
I could be. It's possible. Still,
yep.
I mean, to be fair, I was going against an Alpwash half the time, so, that HP 5 was irrelevant anyways.
Yeah. Dude, if you could catch it first and second swing, you could pop those corpses before the corpse explosion goes off.
Or you just leap over them.
Because of AoE basics. Or that, yeah.
That's what I did. I'd just leap over him. I would chunk him, but he would always
in the air for fucking.
Yeah, he would. You're not wrong. But yeah, that was fun. Fuck, I ain't got the receipts pulled up, but I was playing someone yesterday, and I got. Oh, it was Jing Wei. I was playing Jing Wei, and I was on my Jing Wei. Someone didn't want Jing Wei, and they're traded me for Hercules, and I'm like, I kind of like Hercules. I'm a diamond hurt. But they're I'm just terrible Jing Wei. I'm like, whatever, I can shoot autos, no big deal. I went fucking 18-3 in an assault with Jing Wei. I was destroying these kids. I got 3 triple kills, a quadra kill, hard carry. I felt good.
Damn!
Yeah, I was mopping some people up. And there's a certain point in assault, if someone's destroying you, don't kill them. Kill the rest of their team, then think about killing them. But they would just throw themselves at me. But I was in a 5-man, and everyone else was realizing that, hey, our Jing Wei's popping the fuck off. So they would just, throw everything at me, and my team would be no, get the fuck back. And then I would just back up and then throw out some autos and crit the fuck out of them. It was good. Felt really good.
Hell yeah, brother.
I've been playing a lot with the Xbox still, but finally got my account up to level 30. Finally. Which was nice, because then I came back over and was able to play a whole bunch with the PS4 people. I've been neglecting them. It's been too long.
Feels bad when you're an Olympian.
Hey, you know?
Hi. I don't know, because I'm not an Olympian.
I want to level my account too.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But that's pretty much it. I'd say just playing a lot of it, lot of everything on both consoles.
A little bit
of everything, a lot of everything. But those are...
A little bit, a lot of it?
Yeah. Those are the big highlights that I can remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
Hold up. I went down the river today, literally just got done. And
in a van?
Yes, in a van.
Down
No, the wife and I went kayaking while a bunch of our hippie friends were in tubes. I'm not even exaggerating. They literally are like our hippie friends. Like, all of them wearing tie-dye, all just a bunch of stoners, like, listening to, like, 60s semi-folk music as we go down the river. And then we get to the end, and there's, we were coming off at a park. There's a park right on the edge of the river, and they're grilling after that, and we hung out for a minute. But they actually, like, to prove that they are my hippie friends, started doing tie-dye at the park right off the river.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
SMH.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and we did D&D this week. That was fun. I killed my daughter, and I killed my coworker's player on our second session, outright dead, no longer alive.
So he killed his daughter's character. He didn't actually kill his own child.
No. That'll be the future, but whatever.
Not yet, anyways. Yeah.
I felt bad. You and Danny got them killed because y'all just kept fighting and wanting to fight, and everyone else is wanting to run.
I hopped on the cart.
Yeah, but to start the thing, you guys like, I'm gonna stand in the middle of the road, ready to fight. And Danny's like, I want to fight.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, your sorcerer and your squishy ass ranger are like, I think we should go. Nope, we're gonna fight.
Okay. Two of them instantly stealthed and disappeared without saying a word of, hey guys, this is what we should do. The squishy guy did get in the cart, and I was reasonably close to the cart.
I'll give you that. They did just stealth without warning you.
And we had a surprise round that we just missed all our attacks. Like, it came down to, if we hit those rolls, we would have wiped them out easily. So, enough said.
Yeah, that was a pretty feels bad.
The dice
when
were not in our
literally
favor.
the first 2 rounds of combat, only one person hit once. It's like, oof, that's not good. And then one of the person got a critical fail on a death save throw, so it's like, okay, well, this is happening now. But yes, that'll be my week.
Yep.
Nev?
Sorry, I dropped my water. Okay.
Nevea!
It's fine. So this week I attempted and was mildly successful with trying out Morgan in Mid and Conquest this week. First game with her, I went 7-5, and it's been a while since I've had a character that I can play that I just feel so freaking hyped anytime anything goes right. Just her combo, you do the 2 and then you stun them, and then sorry.
It's because her combo slaps. She does dummy thick damage. And she's got a little bit of her Loki stealth, so to speak, like with a decoy,
right.
optimal.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's what I would do. I would decoy and like come up around and just do my 2-1 combo and then ult. As I think I ulted as the enemy Poseidon a couple times. Oh, we had an Athena support, and I ulted as her a couple times, and so that way we had double Athena protection ults coming in. That was pretty fun. I mean, I've played her in other game modes, but this was the first time I tried her in Conquest, and I had a lot of fun with it.
I was going to say, it's really good when there's someone either on your team or the enemy team that you can turn into that you're pretty clutch with as well.
Yeah, so I got excited about the Poseidon, but it got to the point where their Poseidon was timing his ult, and he would put his Kraken on top of my Kraken, so it would confuse everybody. And we're like, wait a minute, that's not mine. That got my team killed a couple times. Feels bad, but we did pull out a win. Again, I went 7-5, and we did win that one. So that was entertaining. I almost got Cupid Diamond, so that way I can become a Cupid main like Fro over here.
Oh, hell yeah.
I also ran a Neath mid game. That was entertaining. Reminding myself how to play Pele again, trying to warm up with her a little bit. Just for fun. Just to have some options. Not necessarily in mid, just in general.
Ooh, Pele mid, watch out. Nav. Going for the new meta strats. Trying to make her own, making the meta.
But I think the highlight of my week was Coffin added me in Discord and was like, hey, you should come join us. We need one more. And I was like, okay. So I joined up with them, and we were creating kind of like our own version of Match of the Day. So like one of them, of course, is your standard all mages in arena. What was the other one we did? Oh, so we queued a conquest, and we were like, okay, you have to keep the role that you're given, so you can't trade roles. And we used a randomizer to pick our gods. So we had a Izanami support. That didn't go very well, obviously. We had a Athena jungle, Ymir mid, Achilles solo, and Vamana carry.
Okay.
But we were up against like people who were actually trying to play the game and not me. So
Boo. I was gonna say that you might be able to turn that. That might be doable.
Yeah, I think we threw up the early surrender because they had Oleron and Sylvanas in the duo lane.
Oh my god.
Mid.
I've been playing Uleron. He is so fucking fun.
Yeah, and if you get him in the dual lane with the support that has heals, so like Sylvanas, or a game I just played like an hour ago, they had a Horus in duo, and that was stupid.
I got a Ymir with me one time, and that game I went 12-2, and they surrendered. Oh my god. Like, the fact that you can ult to take their tower. Like, fuck your tower. I'm gonna ult your tower in one wave, take it.
The tower, so Emperor's armor affects the towers, and then if you have Oleron ult going while the Emperor's armor is affecting
That's just for you, Adios.
It doubles down. It doubles down is what I was getting at. The ult with Emperor's armor. So do that. Pro strats.
I'll give it a shot.
Copy that.
Like have your support get Emperor's armor, ult the tower. You can take it at 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeet.
But yeah, no, they were a try-hard team, so we didn't win. I think we threw up a surrender pretty early. And so we would make rules, whoever has most damage dealt at the end of this game gets to pick our new rule set for the new games. And we did that like, I don't know, 5 or 6 games. It was really late, and I was kind of inebriated, so I don't remember all the different games we played. But there was a clash in there at some point, but I don't remember what kind of team comp we went with that one. Anyway, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, if you ever want to mix stuff up, just get into a group with some friends, come up with some ridiculous rules, and have fun. And I think that was about my week.
Well, sounds like a pretty successful week to me. I suppose my week's what we got left here. And I've been doing pretty all right. Started the week off. Didn't play any the first or the second, but the third came around, and I was feeling America on the third because, I start the day off. I play a mode of the day, and it's 5 people on the joust map with level 3 but max gold, right? And I get Hades, and I'm like, okay, I think we can do this. And I proceeded to stomp 11, 1, and 8. So I'm like, yep, definitely liked that. We took them down in 8 minutes, 10 seconds. Felt pretty good to me personally. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that again. I got Hercules, and I'm like, well, now the only way to play Hercules in a mode like this is a crit pen build with a Bloodforge thrown in, because you can get speed pops on all maps now. So that game, I had a few more deaths, but I had a few more kills too. I went 17, 7, and 12. I was blinking in on them, fucking just bopping them. One like couple gods early on, they didn't know, and I'd bop them once, and they'd die, and then I'd charge another person and then bop them, and they were dead. And so they got to know what to avoid. Then I partied up with young Bryce in the SQA
Ooh, hit him with
crew, and I think maybe Fro was there. Were you?
Oh, actually, yeah, wasn't it me, you, Bryce, Nev? Were you there too?
No, Nev wasn't there. I think Flint was there.
Maybe not that day. Well, no, because we
Flint and
recorded.
Trevor.
We played after recording last Friday or Saturday.
Oh, so that was 30th we played, right? Or no?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Shit.
We're grouped up with the squad.
But this is still the third. The squad, yes. And we played a conquest. I fed my brains out, but our random in the party carried us. Thankfully, a mid Kronos. I need to change my roles because I'm just not good in the solo lane right now. Not good at all. And then we did another one of those mode of the days, and I got Fragny, and we popped off so quick that they surrendered in 4 minutes. 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Feels good. And so then we queued up an assault. I got Xing Chen, hit him with the silence, since okay, here, yeah. Silent Reveries, Micromanatee, War Hates Peace, and then Randos. So yeah. Yep. Hit him with the Xing Chen silence. We had a couple of hunters, a Nuwa and a Geb, so they were throwing their abilities at those, and we were getting them good. Had a victory there. Then proceeded to throw another 2 games. We queued up a conquest, and I was in the solo lane again. I really need to change what I queue for because I went 2-8 fed, and we queued up another assault. I went 0-7. Feels bad. But the other team also had Zeus, Medusa, Zongqui, Tyr Houyi. So, it feels bad when you got to face against that. And then played a couple other games. 1-1, lost 1, 1-1. Duel, I'm at win and a loss. I tried a Ymir game. I won the KD ratio, but I lost because, again, Pele. Pele late game beats Ymir. And then I was like, you know what? Let's get back to my roots. Played some Anubis.
Woohoo!
Right? Anubis duel. Gotta
Doggy
love
style. Hey.
And the guy I was up against, he picked Achilles. He threw out some really peculiar bans. And I'm like, yo, either this guy's trying to get something special or he doesn't play duel a lot. So I went back to my roots and picked Anubis and beat him pretty good. He tried to fight to the very end, and I got a kill on him, took his Phoenix, and he was coming up. He came up right as I killed the Phoenix. So I clear his minions that spawn in, and my minions are going in, and I just focus the Titan down. Throw my circle on the ground, breathe on the Titan, and then I ult the Titan for a quick kill. And I'm like, can't let me do that, bud. Because he went to go clear the minion wave, and I already had the backdoor protections taken down. Boom. Those are my games this week. All in all, I think my KD ratio went up. Hard to tell. A lot of mode of the day, so it probably doesn't count.
No, mode of the day don't count for that.
It probably went down. It probably went down.
I love mode of the day, though.
It's so much fun. And they just go faster, so you feel like, oh yeah, I'm playing it a lot.
I think
in reality, in between 3 matches, I spent maybe all of 20 minutes playing.
I think it's so funny that the random people that you get matched up with, they take it super seriously. I'm like, it's a mode of the day. It doesn't count to your stats.
Fro and I had someone like that. There was a Hell who was at a cooldowns. It was one of the cooldown conquest modes where you start at
grab
40,
bag,
but you can get 80.
Grab bag, random gods.
Grab bag. And he's like, oh, you didn't build cooldown? Oh, you're throwing the game. And he rage quit before we even got into the
What?
He rage quit by 3 minutes.
Waves, yeah.
What?
Yeah, he was legit. He was like, you guys are fucking dumb cunts, and then rage quit 3 minutes after his first death because we all didn't build 80% CDR.
Oh, I got a message the other day that said an action has been taken against a player you reported. And I hope it was him.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't report a lot of people in, so that would be very
It's
satisfactory.
just mode of the day. Calm down.
Right. Like, bud, I'm here to have fun.
And that was the same fucking afro we ran into later that day. God
Oh yeah,
damn it.
laugh spamming because afro in grab bag.
Whatever.
You know what? I mentioned that I had that duel versus a Pele, and it's a bit of a coincidence because that's our next god for Battleground University.
Good
Pele.
segue.
Oh, you like? Yeah, I thought it was pretty clean there. I gotta find her on the god screen here. I can tell you a little bit more about Pele, goddess of volcanoes. Got some pretty sweet skins, but let's go right into the meat and potatoes. Find out what makes her tick. Her passive. Everlasting Flame. It's a buff. When Pele drops below 50% health, her flame is satellite and she gains increased physical power, lifesteal, and ability lifesteal. This passive has a 30-second cooldown. Now, the power you gain is 5 plus 1 per level, so at max level 25. It gives you 40% standard lifesteal and 15% ability lifesteal, and this lasts for 4 seconds. This is what helps Pele stay at the top of the food chain.
This passive is why you build Soul Eater.
I was literally about to say Soul Eater.
For the OG Smiters, you may know it as the green burrito.
Ah, yes, green burrito.
But Soul Eater,
old school looking
is
green
an
burrito.
Optimal. Yeah. It is an optimal item to get on Pele, but we'll talk about that in a minute because her first ability is Pyroclast. It is a projectile that affects your enemies. It does physical damage. Pele flourishes and fires out a magma orb ahead of her in a line. Once the fiery projectile reaches a maximum distance, it hovers for a brief instant, solidifies, and then returns back in pieces, dealing damage to enemies on the way back. The number of shards returning is dependent on the rank of this ability. Pele has 2 charges of this ability, and it does 60 up to 220 damage plus 60% of your physical power, and the return damage is 20 plus 15% of your physical power. And this costs 40 up to 60 mana, is on a flat 14-second cooldown.
Alright, so it says a 14-second cooldown, but you have 2 charges of it.
Right.
Right, and you can only recover 1 charge at a time.
But you can double throw this out there.
Correct.
And each time will
but then
end
it would
eventually.
take 28 seconds to get
Yeah.
full on your charges.
But once you build cooldown, it's not that bad.
Not bad
And
at all.
the more you level it up, the more stones that come flying back from the original spot where it ends up. If you think of like a Thor hammer, except this will sit out there and stones will come back to you.
Right.
Really good.
Optimal ability. Good for wave clear if you're doing this in a lane. And good for poke. Good for pursuits. Just good. It's just a good ability. But speaking of good abilities, her second ability, Eruption. It's an area ability that affects your enemies and does physical damage. Pele fiercely erupts energy into the ground, exploding in an area around her, causing damage and knock-up to all enemies at 3 ranks. And 5, the area expands at a delay, dealing less damage and a smaller knock-up. So the inner damage is 70 up to 250 plus 80% of your magical power or physical power. Gosh, that would be crazy. And the outer damage is 140 up to 220 once you hit rank 3 plus 60% of your physical power. And it costs 60 up to 80 mana and is on a flat 15-second cooldown. This is your crowd control when you get on someone to hold them in place, so to speak.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll talk about it after we finish talking about her kit, but I kind of want to interrupt real quick and say...
Oh, I see what you did there.
I did want to interrupt and say, what should you skill first? Like, you're level 1, you're in Conquest. What do you skill first?
That depends where you go. Because if you're in jungle, we haven't got to that ability yet. If you're in a lane, you're 1.
Correct.
So, you're 3, because it takes little to no mana and will do AoE damage all the way around. Let's just finish the abilities, then we'll get into it.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'll get into her third ability, Magma Rush. It's an area damage and a buff. Enemies and yourself, obviously the former and the latter. Pele churns the land around her, dealing damage to nearby enemies and providing constant movement speed. While this ability is active, toggle this ability again to enter an amplified state, expending more fuel, but dealing more damage and providing additional movement speed. This ability has no cooldown but uses fuel and cannot be activated when below 10 fuel. This damage does not trigger item effects. The damage is 10 up to 30 plus 5% of your physical power. It gives you a 30% speed buff. And the amplified damage, if you activate it a second time, does 20 up to 80 damage plus 20% of your physical power. The amplified speed is 60%, and the initial fuel cost to activate this ability is 5. Now, I know we want to get into her kitten ability, but let me finish this off with her fourth ability, Volcanic Lightning. This is a dash and a buff. It affects your enemies, buffing yourself, obviously, and it does physical damage after a short warm-up. Pele dashes forwards, dealing massive damage, and a slow to the first enemy god hit, and dealing additional damage to enemies behind in a cone for the next 10 seconds or 3 attacks. Every time Pele hits an enemy god with a basic attack, she instead deals ability damage in a cone originating from that enemy. During this time, Pele's basic attacks deal 50% reduced damage. The damage of this ability initially is 180 up to 520 plus 60% of your physical power, and the cone damage is 100 up to 260 plus 40% of your physical power. The slow is 20 up to 40% at max rank, and it lasts for 3 seconds. There we go. Pretty powerful. Now, let's start off with Pele in the jungle.
Alright, so, when you play Pele in the jungle, you can pick your 1. But I know a lot of people, and myself included, who like to start with your 3. Because your 3 takes little to no mana, and it's, it just has that fuel that it recharges on. You can activate it, and it'll do a AoE damage around you, to all of them, the whole time. And you just auto down the big guy. And then you might have to throw in 1 or 2 on the side guys. But with your mid there, no problem. You then at level 2, I like to put a point into my 1. And then at level 3, you can put a point into your 2, or you can put a second point into your 1. I personally change it up depending on the matchup. Like sometimes I will pick, if I think I need to just hard farm because who the enemy jungler is, or I don't have much gank potential quite yet, and I need to get to level 5, I definitely will put 2 points into my my 1, and then at level 4 put by my 2. But if I think I can actually get some early kill potential, and she does have some early kill potential a little bit, I will buy my 3. Or if I think I'm going to run into the enemy jungler because the knockup's really good. But you want to max your 1 out no matter where you go, jungle or the a lane. Just because it gets you more stones, which will be more damage when it returns. And it hits like a fucking truck once it's fully leveled. And you will seriously just lack kill potential if it's not maxed out. If you max something else out, you will feel like you're not doing fuck all. Because it seems like you want to get your 2, right? Because like, level 3 or 3rd rank and 5th rank of my my second ability, gets increased knockup, and that makes sense, and blah, 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 blah. No, it's not enough fucking damage to justify it, because you won't be able to do anything after the knockup.
And so, it should be noted, people will know if Pele's coming in at you. And while the inner damage is more if you hit them with it, because it's 250 plus 80% of your physical power versus the 220 of Pyroclast plus 60% of your physical power. You've also got the return damage on your Pyroclast. I'm not saying you're going to hit everyone, and if you're hitting everyone, then you are either a savant or they are bad. But the outer damage at max rank is 220 plus 60% of your physical power, which is only hitting them once with the Pyroclast initial hit and not with any of the returns. So if you get 2 charges with Pyroclast, which is definitely what makes it optimal, in the fact that you can hit
that you can
twice
double
with
tap it for sure.
Yep. And get some of the return damage as well.
Plus, it's one of those things, like, you can fight someone in a wave really well, because your Pyroclast will go through them through the wave, and then the return will go through them in the wave as well.
Yep.
No.
So. Oh, go ahead.
So are we going to want to drop what the Pele full combo is here?
So, if you're looking to really full combo, I'm saying that you've probably got your Magma Rush activated as you're going in on someone. Am I not correct?
Yes. You activate that, decision made, I'm going in, you activate that. Or you can wait until you get up to them, because you ult to initiate. Right. So you can activate it before or after. It's not going to make a huge difference. Honestly, before, if you're not a pro player, will probably be a lot easier on your mental state, because it'll be a lot of fucking... If you're going to full kit perfectly, there's a lot to push in a short amount of time. So beforehand is totally fine.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And so, like Fro said, you're going in with your ultimate. Now, this has that slow for 3 seconds. That's a pretty good amount of time, and that's enough time to line them up in your second ability for the inner damage. That's where you're going to be getting a good chunk of it. And while they're knocked up, you're going to be able to line up your Pyroclast. Now, if you're super skilled, you might be able to hit them with 1 Pyroclast, do the knock-up so that they're held still a little bit longer, and you can get them with the return damage while throwing another Pyroclast right after. And then you've still got plenty of time to get off your basic attacks after, because your ultimate autos, or 3 basics, last for the next 10 seconds. All of which you've got your Magma Rush going on. If you haven't activated it, you do it right after you ult in on them.
Alright, so here's what makes it tricky. Auto attack cancels.
Yeah.
So
throwing in autos between each of those abilities.
Well, Hydra's is pretty fucking good on her for bursting people, especially the squishies. So you activate your 3, you ult in on them, you basic attack. You activate your 2, you basic attack. That should knock them up not too long after that. You throw out a 1, you basic attack. You throw out a 1 again, and you basic attack. Now, if you counted it, that would be the 3 basic attacks from your ult as well. So,
right.
All of those are fucking just slapping on them people. And again, that's the same exact combo if you do it without an ult. You just 3 to get at them, then you 2 basic, 1 basic, 1 basic.
And it should also be known that you pick up Soul Eater because your autos, when you activate your Volcanic Lightning, your ultimate, turn into ability damage.
Hold up here. There's dawned on me. I don't know. Does it actually proc Hydras in her ultimate? I mean, I still buy it because even without the ultimate, the fucking 2-1-1 kills them. But actually, that might not proc Hydras. You still want to weave your autos in just for the same reason, to get them off regardless, because they're the enhanced. Like, it doesn't change the combo.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
still, you do it just like that. That's something I will have to look into. Or if someone knows right off the top of their head, feel free to message me.
Well, the wording of the ability is a bit confusing, because for the next 10 seconds or 3 attacks, every time Pele hits an enemy with a basic attack, she instead deals ability damage in a cone originating from that enemy.
Well, I think that would still be an auto.
During this time, Pele's basic attacks deal 50% reduced damage.
Well, yeah, okay. If they reduce then it still counts. So
but
yeah.
There's cone damage as well, which is 100 up to 260 plus 40%. So I guess my question is it doing the cone damage on top of the auto damage?
I think that's how it works out, because that's why they reduce it to 50%. Because otherwise it would be a full auto on top of the ability as well. So yep, it should work out that way. I'm just saying, I've never, now that I said it out loud and think about it, I've never actually known if that actually does work. But I still buy Hydras because it still works good without the ult. But it should actually. Well, anyways, Nev, you've kind of assumed the position of the learnee a lot of times in our Battle U. What questions would you have as a newer Pele player?
I guess we could just keep it in Conquest. So you did mention Hydras, and of course we mentioned Soul Eater. What kind of other items are we looking for with her in the jungle?
Alright, so she really does like to weave in autos. A lot. She's kind of almost like a Susano. If you're not auto attack canceling, why are you playing this god? Because she's just kind of built to do that. So I find... But she's still really heavily ability based as well. So I find Crusher gives you attack speed, gives you pen, gives you power, gives you a passive that will really fuck some people up if you throw all that into her combo. I like Jotuns for the cooldown. Absolutely. Void Shield is really good on her. Get her a little bit of tankiness. A little bit of tankiness and some lifesteal that'll make you go. It can go a long ways. Plus, it is full power pen. You reduce their protections. It'll help your hunter out. It'll help your warrior out. Then I usually like some sort of, if you want magical defense, your Ankile, your Runic Shield, your Oni Hunter's Garb, all those do really well, or a Genji's Garb, or even a Bulwark. She actually can make pretty decent use of a Bulwark, because if you get a Bulwark proc alongside of your passive proc, you can sustain up quite a bit. That's a pretty sleeper on her, especially since it gives you the crowd control reduction, and she dies to crowd control a lot of times if her ult's not up. Or even if it is up, because it can be body blocked pretty easily.
So it should be noted, her ultimate, while you're charging up and dashing, is CC immune.
Yes, but can be body blocked. So,
correct.
You get surrounded, you're not ulting out.
Nope.
Let's see. Some other honorable mentions on her. Your Mantles of Discord, your Spirit Robe, the whole Cloak Tree. Just the whole entire Cloak Tree is really well. Even Hide of the Urchin's well on her. In non-conquest, well, let's take it to Assault. In Assault, you usually want to build her rather bruiser-like. You'll buy a Soul Eater and maybe a Jotuns, and then maybe a shield. But otherwise, you're going kind of defense on her. Blaster is an option. Can be tricky, though. Conquest, if you same thing, same as what I just said. Assault, if you take her to the solo lane, but jungle, you're going.
Now, which boots are we grabbing on her? Are we grabbing Warrior, Talaria?
I say you could honestly argue for any of them.
The attack speed boots, definitely, probably not the reinforced.
She does really well with the reinforced ones. She's got to get in. She's got to get out.
Though?
I mean, it does hurt your start, don't get me wrong, but you make that choice not to have power. I mean, that's something you give up every time you buy those boots. But again, I mean, it's got the CC reduction, CCR, so the crowd control reduction, which really works well on her. She's got to get in, she's got to get out. Those work good. Same thing for the speed boots, got to go in, got to go out.
Winged Blade could be a good sixth item.
That's really fucking good on her. Movement speed, 10% cooldown if I remember correctly. A little bit of health.
No, it's movement speed, health, and CCR.
Oh, right. More CCR.
20%.
And then if you get hit with a slow, because any god without a leap, slows are more impactful than a god with a leap. That works really well. You fucking hit your 3, get your fucking Witchblade proc, or Wingblade proc, and just zoom on out.
Yep. Especially with her 3, that gives her extra movement speed. And Bulwark gives 20% CCR.
See, Depp, it's at these moments where I wonder if you listen to me.
Your max. Well,
I know.
I heard you
I
mention
know.
bulwark earlier for the
I know.
passive.
You're
I'm
bringing
just
it back into
reiterating other stats.
I
that,
get it. You agree
I'm
with
bringing
it, so you're
back.
bringing it back up. I get you.
I
get
agree.
you.
Yeah. I pulled up the CCR tree, and so if you're building bulwark and you're building wing blade, sixth item, picking it up, you could definitely use that to replace your boots if you got the reinforced greaves. Because, oh man, they're all 20% CCR.
Yeah, you only want to build two of them.
That max is at
Yep.
40, right?
Yep.
Okay, so just two items.
Yeah, that's why that stat is so underrated, so untalked about, and so easy to get. Because the items you want to get it on are items that work really, really well when you're being CC'd in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
That tree is sleeper.
Oh,
You
yeah.
mentioned slows, so kind of want to go into good counter picks against a Pele. What would you like to see against a Pele?
Well, because of her passive and the fact that she's probably going to be buying Soul Eater, anti-heal first and foremost, because fuck your passive and fuck your Soul Eater. Anti-heal
Right.
really does
So
shut that aspect down.
Especially gods that have that built in. So I know Bacchus Belch, Cucullin.
Yeah, because
One
those can
has
stack on top of
built-in
the item,
anti-heal.
so you can get beyond the 100%. Because 100% anti-heal does not
Odin?
mean no healing. That's not how it works.
Now, Odin Cage means no healing.
Did they change it so it prevents all healing? I think they reworked it so he actually prevents all healing. Because Odin Cage used to reduce by 100%, but if you bought Ass Claps, which increased it by 15%, so you'd be at 115% healing, Odin's Cage would take it down so you were just at 15% total healing.
I
But
believe
I think they
they
reworked.
worked it so that it's
I wouldn't
zero.
know. I haven't seen an Odin in like 4 years, so...
Poor Odin.
Yeah, I think Odin's kind of sleeper.
No, he's not. He's an alt bot. Everyone respects the alt, but that's all he is.
Let's see here. Odin summons a wall of spears, blocks his enemies, but Odin and his allies may freely move through it. Does not block attacks. Enemies inside the ring are prevented from healing.
Okay, so it is prevented.
Odin is immune to slow and roots while in his ring.
Alright, so besides that, slows, Gem of Isolation works really well. Frostbound Hammer for your warrior. That'll help your team fuck them up. And it works good for upheal.
Midgard.
Midgard, yep. The only problem I have with
Yep,
Midgard
Blade.
against a Pele is rarely is Pele going to be trying to attack whoever has Midgard.
Right.
Because she does not handle warriors too well. Or guardians. I mean, she can fight them, don't get me wrong, but she blows up squishies much faster, and so that's what Pele players are looking to do. Mantle,
Yep.
if you like a standalone,
Because the
yep,
stun.
just
Yep.
the last item mantle on any god. Last item mantle on any god in any role for any fucking situation where you need to stay alive is always a good idea. That will get your ass out so many times. Let's see here. Then if you have a god with a slow, like if you're seer and ranked and you can prepare for any god with a slow, she can't handle like a Thor wall or a Ymir wall very well. She has to actually be able to get in on you in the first place. So if you're playing someone who can keep their distance really well, like a Thoth, that works pretty decently. Or someone who's got really good long range poke. She's not really too hard to handle. You just need your team's help for the most part. If she is able to come in on you, like if you're a Zeus, she's gonna catch you. So you're gonna need a little bit of your team's help there, or just play it safe and have wards.
And it's more knowing that she's coming in, because then you can prepare for it.
Yeah, because Zeus actually has really decent range. So if you can just use that before it's too late, you can get her off you for the most part.
Yep.
But yeah, she's not too tricky. She's fun. I love Pele. Remember, like 2 months ago, every episode I was saying I was fucking playing Pele. I actually played her in Assault the other day and went like, I don't know, I think I only went like 5-4, but I went Bruiser. And I was like one of 2 tanky people on the team against a couple blasters. So, oh, another honorable mention on her, Brawler's Beat Stick. She can apply Brawler's Beat Stick like a champ because of the ult, because of the huge range on the 2, and her 1 with all the stones coming back. She procs it really, really well. And all those reasons for Crusher.
Yep. Pele does really well with Pen and with Lifesteal. Not really looking for crit on her.
No, the crit's not the best on her. Fatalis. Like, if you're going to pick up any of the swords, maybe just a stone cutting or
Fatalis,
Masamune.
that item that's totally in the game.
Oh, fucking, what's it called? Hasten Katana.
Yeah. She's already fast, and she has built-in fast. You don't need items that make you more fast.
Well, see, yeah, I bring that up.
Well,
I bring up the stone cutting sword. It's not the
Masamune's.
movement speed that really makes that a decent pickup. It's the fact that you're weaving so many autos.
Weaving autos.
And then I bring up the Masamune, not because
stripping them.
yeah, that helps. And you gotta get in, gotta get out. In the Masamune, I don't bring it up again because the movement speed. It's just a lot of power and some protection that, especially if you go to dive.
Power, some health, and it's protections, especially if you're team fighting. Yep.
I love Masamune, but it is pretty
underrated,
but also not crazy. It's just a decent item.
No, it honestly might be a fair pick to replace boots.
I've done that a few times because it's like, well,
if you do reinforced greaves,
yeah, because then. Well, if you think about it, Reinforced Greaves gets you, like, what is it, 18 protections, I believe, because it's 6 stacks. Is it more? Because isn't it 6 stacks, and then you get 3 per stack, or is it 5 per stack? I don't remember off the top of my head. It's a chunk. But I use Masamune, and it turns around, and it gives you protections to the same extent, and movement speed still, and technically that should make you faster late game, and a lot more power. With the health, so you don't really lose out that aspect.
It's 3 stacks up to 7.
3,
so it's 21 total.
Okay,
3.
I thought 18 sounded a little low, but 30 is pretty fucking crazy for boots because that would be the pick every time.
Yeah. Now Masamune is 7 stacks up to 5.
Yeah, so you get 35. So you actually...
But it's only for gods within 55 units.
Realistically, you're going to be looking at 3 to 4 stacks, 2 to 4. It's anywhere between 14, 21, 28.
So the health you get from the item is same as boots. Now boots does have crowd control reduction in movement, more movement speed, 18 versus 10 on Masamune.
But the movement speeds are irrelevant because you're going to have your speed boots. So you can look at that 10% and say it's just going to be 10% more than what you had.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, I really like Masamune and Pele.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, I think we're getting a bit to the ranty part.
We're getting a little ranty. Is there any other things we need to touch on with Pele?
No, I think that about covered it. We talked about abilities and how to level them in the right order and how to use them and items and counter gods. So... No, I think that does it.
You want to win with Pele? Throw out your fucking abilities and AA cancel. You want to kill Pele? It's called CC and anti-heal. Boom. Nailed it.
Boom.
Aced can't be stopped. Can't stop, won't stop. But that's all we got for Battleground University. And I believe before we get into our Head of Purgatory segment, we should mention WildMonkeyDesign.com.
WildMonkeyDesign.com.
Oh. I forgot to bring this up to you guys.
Yeah.
So, all of us Olympians got approval to go over our show notes that we have each month. Or not our show notes, sorry, our meeting notes.
Okay.
Would you guys like me to touch on some of the things that were brought up at the Olympian meeting?
Fro Double G, I would love to hear some Olympian insiders.
All right. So first and foremost, I'm going to let y'all know a lot of things we talk about, you got to think about it like a traffic light. We got the red, yellow, green, you can go, can only talk about a little bit, and obviously there's some things we talked about that I or none of us are allowed to talk to because NDA. Right.
This is a known issue, is what we like to call those.
Yeah, basically in a way, Depp. There you go. All right. So, we talked about how there's still a couple spots where Giannis can teleport through in the in the Joust map, and all-around bugs and just a couple other bugs in general, and how there are GM Joust issues right now on, I believe, all platforms. And let's see, we talked about all-around in general and how everybody thought. The community as a whole, and I totally agreed with this, seems like he's a really fun, needs tweaks. New God. All makes sense.
Yeah. Yep, there's going to be an adjustment period after he comes out, for sure.
Let's see here. Sorry, a lot of bugs. Little bugs. Such as, apparently Susanos 2 not working on PS4. I haven't noticed that one.
Ugh. That's not good.
We talked about the speed invade meta. That's still kind of happening. And basically what can be done about that. Is there a way to make it less worth doing or less rewarding, more punishable, things like that?
Yeah.
And then we talked extensively about toxicity and ways to combat toxicity and to promote positivity in the community, because, you know, we all have been getting lots of reports on that lately.
Yeah.
Sorry, we talked about a lot, guys.
No, I get it, man. Hey, you know what? The way I see it, I'm getting to look inside the brain of an Olympian right now, so it's all good.
I'll say that would be everything that we got, like, the green light to talk fully about. Kind of don't really want to get into the other ones because it's a tricky thing. Because it's a known issue, so it'll just be kind of this known issue. That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
By the way, here's one that was brought up. There is a VGS cancel button in the chat lobby on console. All you have to do is hit the start button to exit out of it. It is a known issue about the not being able to buy items at the start of Assault. They're definitely getting a fix for that coming around soon.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. That'd be it, basically. Now,
Okay.
I would like to say there is definitely a lot more. A lot more. And I'm pretty sure Rathan has or will be posting a tweet about, tweeting a tweet about this. And it's actually much easier to actually read it yourself because he's got it all cleaned up. And we're going to try to keep everybody a little bit more informed about those each month after we do them. All right. Anyways, I just wanted to say that real quick so we can go ahead and move on.
That's your monthly Olympian minute or two, or however long that took.
So I promise I'll be way more prepared, but I have literally spent most of the day, like, down the river, and it's felt fucking amazing.
Down by the river.
Bro,
the
sun was trying to fucking murder me. All right. I'm white as fuck.
That's what you say.
Right? Like, super white. I got sunburnt using SPF fucking 70 going down the river today.
Then you did it wrong.
Bruh. There's certain spots where you, like, come around the bend, and it's just, like, wide open, no trees anywhere. Sun right there, flipping me the fuck off, and I'm like, oh my God, save me. And then my wife just called me a whiny little bitch the whole time. It's like, you're not helping. Yeah.
I mean, she's not.
Fuck you, Depp. Oh my God. Everyone was just talking about how hot it is, and all I could think of was to be like, oh, I'm going to die in Atlanta. I'm going to die.
Oh yeah, those scalding hot Michigan summers that we all know.
Bro, it was like 90 degrees. And humid.
Oh man,
and humid.
So warm.
Did I say I'm white as fuck?
Had kayak wind blowing through your hair.
Oh, the breeze did feel good. I'm not gonna lie. That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah. Now the real question is, did you have a floating cooler for all your beer?
No, I didn't drink.
How?
I had like 2 or 3 Jello shots. I drank once we got to the end, Or, okay, I can't say I didn't drink. I just did all my drinking in the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
Dude, I was dying in the sun. Like, I took a gallon of water with me.
Cold beer takes the
I took a
edge
gallon
off.
of water with me and drank like a half that to 3/4 of it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm kind of chunky. I don't do this direct sunlight stuff. Like,
Hey, I'm kind of chunky too, and I love the sun.
Yeah, but all right.
That's all I'm saying.
See, I had this argument with my coworker the other day. I do not tan.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 shades of color, right? White as hell, pink, red burnt motherfucker. And it's one of those 3.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
That's where I am too.
Yes, Ginger, back me up on this. Finally.
I'm
I
here.
forgot all about that. Where's my help? Jesus Christ. Explain the sun murders.
It sucks.
Dude, you don't drink too much when you got this like skin. Like it not in the direct sunlight.
Well, speaking of direct sunlight, let's shine some light on our head of purgatory from last week. We had liquid hot magma as a Pele and Soul entered the duo lane.
Yeah, Willow, how was the
Or-
Hat of Purgatory this week?
Tell us about it, bud.
Oh, wait, he's
a
not
minute.
here.
Hey guys, Willow isn't here.
Yeah. Guess who didn't get a chance to play with Willow at all?
Hour and 4 minutes in.
Yeah.
Willow's not here.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play with him either. Cause my schedule is different.
Yeah. Oh, with the holiday.
Yeah, with a holiday and all that, and Willow's on vacation. I don't remember where he said he was going to go visit family or something like that.
Okay.
So, Fro, realizing this about 2 days ago, I'm like, well, fuck, Willow just took off on vacation, and he had to do the hat with me. I'm like, well, looks like this is going to have to go on a hiatus. So I decided
Ooh, so what
hold
you're
up.
saying is next.
No, hold up. I didn't want to leave everyone hanging. I still did a hat for us, because I talked about it last week,
Ooh.
and I wanted to see how bad it really was. And it was kind of like, cure my own curiosity, and 2 birds, 1 stone. There we go. I did the Staff Master Ola run.
So Warlocks.
Warlocks into Pen Boots. Then I went into Ass Claps for the movement speed. I figured get that out the gate right away.
Because he technically has a heal
Yep,
too, doesn't he?
Yep, he's got a heal. And we had a Changa on our team, so I'm like, oh, dude, fucking nailed it. Watch this. Yep, built Ass Claps. Then I went into ISO, because I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to have Pen, and I'm not doing a lot of damage or anything. So at least now that I got my boots a movement speed item, I can slow them. And I got my ult to fucking super slow. Got it. Then I went into Ethereal Staff, so I could actually do a little bit of damage. And then...
Yep, that proc damage.
Yep. And then I went into Rada Tahuti.
Rada
Yep,
boot.
figured that was a rod. So that counts. And that finished it off with my 5. Actually, no, I might have went Rada Tahuti, then E-Staff. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Because Tahuti procs on your basic, or it doesn't proc on your basics, but it with all the damage it gives you, it really cranked up your my...
Tahuti procs on basics. Or not. Ethereal doesn't proc on basics, but Tahuti affects basics.
Does it? I'm pretty sure it says on abilities. But anyways, I wanted it because 150 power is like, I don't remember exactly how much crit that is, but I got up to like 70% crit.
Rod of Tahuti, passive, basic attacks and abilities.
And is it? Okay, I just didn't remember off the top of my head.
Power against targets below 50% health.
So you guys didn't hear
roasted.
this at the start, but Fro has been drinking and was feeling pretty good at the start of this recording in the first place, so excuse me. But yeah, okay, then that's why I went then E-Staff. Because I wanted it for the crit regardless, because I wanted, like, it's a huge chunk of power. Yeah, I went 5 and 6. I did 7,000 player damage. The next lowest was our, I think, Ymir, who did like 14,000 player damage. And then all the rest of the Guardians did about the same as all them guys. Long story short, I didn't fucking do anything. Dude, it was pathetic. It was like a 25-minute long game. I did 6,000, 7,000 damage, some shit like that. Like, it was bad. But, I didn't feed. It wouldn't have been too horrible, but we had someone on our team who was 0-10. But then we had someone who was like 9-1, so I feel like that kind of like balanced it. Yeah, don't do this. Don't build all staffs. It's bad.
Well, all right. So what are we doing for hat this week?
All right. So I thought it would be really good to do one that I think is kind of sleeper. Plus it involves shock, so I'm kind of sold. Well, it doesn't have to involve shock, but if it doesn't, you're lame. It's called Fuck Your Autos. And the plan is you have shock, you build thorns, you build horrific emblem, you're going to want hide in the Nemean lion, you're going to want Midgardian mail, Witchblade, and spectral armor.
Witchblade?
Witchblade. Not Wingblade, Witchblade.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all it is, really. Just building all the anti-attack items. But the thing is, Midgardian Mail can stack along with Shock's Rain, because his Rain is an attack speed slow, and with Witchblade. So you can literally do, I forget what the percentile is, but it's like almost 100% attack speed reduction or some shit like that. Because it's like 30 or 40 from the Rain, then it's like 20, 25, 30 from the Witchblade, and then like another 30 from the Midgard. It's disgusting.
Does whatchamacallit affect just movement or autos too?
What item are you talking? Oh, Frostbound. Yeah, there it is. I was thinking I was missing something, but yeah, Frostbound Hammer. There you go.
Have their movement
and attack speed.
20% for. Okay, so it's 20% for ranged basics and 15 for melee.
Yeah, but I say we do this on shock, so it'll be the melee.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. So it's Frostbound Hammer, Hide in the Nemean line, Spectral Armor, Midgardian Mail, Wingblade. I forgot one again. God damn it.
Midgard.
Did I say Midgard? I thought I said Midgard. Anyways, we'll post it properly in the Community Corner channel. You know this.
Fro will post it properly in the Community Corner channel.
Okay, well, if I'm posting it, I'm not saying it's going to be properly, but it'll be posted. Nailed it.
Okay. Nailed it. Aced it. Can't be stopped. Fuck your attack speed. Gotta love it. Last week, we asked the community to give us some community corners. Nev, what do we got going on?
Currently I have a wasp. Hold on one sec.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
I'll take over then.
Give me 1 second.
All right.
So, Coffin Monkey, he suggested for us, bring back Create a God, or have us do Turn a Host into the God.
Ooh.
I like both of those and immediately said I'm down.
Yep.
And then we had Ash Basham, who said God rework. If you can change any god in any way, what would it be? Whether passive, abilities, or even design. Now, I really like all of those. I'm not going to lie. It was a short, that's all we got for response, but holiday week, we understand.
Yeah, it's only understand.
But, I say we just pick one of them, obviously.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't really know which one,
You
because they're all just good.
You know what? Let us send in what is it? I can't find words. I was going to say inspiration, but that's not what I'm looking for. With all of the new gods this year, we've had Olorun, we've had Set, we've had Horus, we've had the Girthworm himself, Jormungandr. Let's do the create a god.
Do Create a God again? I'm with it.
Yeah, pull a little bit from a lore and then hit us with it. Especially now that, we've got a couple other pantheons going on with Arthurian
The
you know,
Yoruban,
with,
or what
King
is it?
Arthur.
Not Yoruban. Fuck, what is Olaron's pantheon? Yeah, isn't it Yoruban? Yoruba?
Olaron's pantheon is Yoruba. Yeah. You know what I mean?
All right.
Chernobog, Slavic. You've got Baron Samedi with the voodoo.
Yeah. I'm with it.
You know.
Ash, we'll definitely be
I feel
using
like
yours
there's
at a
couple-
future date. That's for sure. Just FYI.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going in ideas and shit right now.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sorry, guys, I wasn't expecting AMC to give a guest appearance today.
Oh, shit. I see what you did there.
He tried taking over on Nev's side.
What is going on? Why is there a
Pollinating's
wasp in
what
here?
I do.
No.
No, Nev does not want that. Oh, shit. No, we just went over the community corner. It was pretty short this week, but we decided that this week's CC is Create a God. And especially with the additions of some newer pantheons recently in the past year or so, we figure that the community could really put together something special.
Yeet.
Awesome.
All right, guys. This is a short episode, but a sweet one. It's
Yeah.
a holiday week.
Oh, you know what?
We really had
You're
this.
sweet.
Yeah. No, you're sweet.
No,
Oh,
you.
fucking damn. Jesus. Son of a
So you
bitch.
guys are so nice. You're my favorite co-host.
She got me
Just
with that one. I
kidding,
wasn't
Willow.
ready for the sugar rush. We should probably mention NCS, right?
Mm-hmm.
No copyright sounds.
For all your non-copyright sound needs. Nailed it.
Got that right, because they're gonna hit us. Well, we're gonna dive deep into them to pull out a slapper for our outro music, which, not gonna lie, I'm starting to
Bro, I've been listening to a lot.
when I play some Smite. When I play, as I got my little NCS going, and
I've been listening to a lot of them lately.
ah,
Oh, the
That's,
last song was just for Nev, by the way.
Yes.
It's
thank
call
you.
Heaven. It's Nevea
But
spelled backwards.
It's Nevaeh backwards. Yeah, no, I have a 7-hour playlist that I use when I stream. They've got some good songs.
hell, yeah. Nev, when are you streaming next?
Oof. Let me tell you. The plan was to do it this week.
Oh man,
Got caught up in playing My Time at Porsche, which just came out on Game Pass on Xbox on Thursday. So that's what I did on my 4th of July.
Oh. Well, when you do stream, why don't you tell us where we can find
You
you?
can find me in many places at Nevaeh03.
Sounds good to me. Fro Double G, where can we find you, bud?
You can find me at fro_double_G at Twitter, Discord, Reddit. I went on Reddit. It was an enjoyable experience, believe it or not. PlayStation. You can find me at Depvea1771 EST on the Xbox. Hit me up, people. Like, literally, I'm hitting people up almost every day lately to play some games.
Hell yeah, bud. And I have been your host, Dep Nation. You can find me at Dep Nation in the Discord. On Twitch, streaming some D&D late night, It is what it is. You can find me at Dep Nation on Twitter. That's a lie. It's actually Dep Nation _. But it's darn close.
Oh, yeah, probably just for this week or the next week or two. Well, probably not next week because reasons. But this week I will be putting the link to our D&D. If people want to check it out from there, it'll be in the description. Just so if anyone is interested, come hang out with us.
Not gonna lie, Fro, you doing a D&D makes me want to do a D&D.
Dude, it's fun. Plus, it's like one of the few times the community can actually like hang out with Dep. Let's be real here.
Right? I'm pretty elusive.
You really are.
You gotta almost at me more than once if you want to get a hold of me.
As someone who's tried to plan and schedule with Dep for like a year plus now, that statement hit me so true. I was like, this
Yeah, you
cocksucker,
gotta at
man,
me more
he's
than
not even
once.
lying. I'm like, fuck.
No, I'm not. It's because I'm a little OCD when it comes to notifications on my phone. So a lot of times I will open it just so that little red one goes away. Can't stand it. Won't happen. Goodbye, everyone. I'm rambling.
Goodbye.
These mortals have awakened
I'm drunk.
gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire. Now to strike. These mortals have awakened gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire. Now to strike.